Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, well, we can show you a few cards that have gone and been confirmed for Shining Fates. You'll notice I'm also a little bit croaky again. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. These things happen. I blame winter. Now, what we've got is a few cards that have gone and been revealed, and they show us a few things. They show us roughly where some of the cards are coming from. They tell us how many cards are going to be in the set. Well, non-shiny. And they leave us with a whole bunch of frankly awkward questions because, well, to put it bluntly, it's not that simple. So the best card that's gone and been revealed is Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders is awesome. Now, this is Boss's Orders Lysander, but that's alright. It's still Boss's Orders. It's exactly the same as Boss's Orders Giovanni's. It just so happens to have Lysander on, who, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know, I like this version better, even though Giovanni's the OG, so we can have an argument about that one in the comment section. My point is, this is a very cool card. Though do remember the point I've made in a few videos before. This has a regulation mark of D. Boss's Orders Giovanni has a regulation mark of D, so this will not keep Boss's Orders in the format any longer by itself. So that is a really important card. It's an alternate art card. It's going to give more people access to the card. It's going to bring down the price of the card, which is huge. So you know what? That's a good thing. Where is Boss's Orders Lysander from? Well, you got it in both the Blastoise VMAX deck and the Venusaur VMAX deck. Both of them came out in Japan recently, and they had a whole bunch of cool cards in, including these. So that tells us that the Blastoise and Venusaur VMAX decks are basically coming in here, which we did kind of suspect. We had seen on the artwork for some Shining Fates products that we were going to be getting, for instance, Celebi and Manaphy, and they are from the VMAX deck. So we kind of knew that already, but it's still kind of important that these have gone and been confirmed. It seems like we're getting all of the cards from those VMAX decks, and the thing is, if we have a look down in the bottom left-hand corner of Boss's Orders, there's only 72 cards in the set, which means we might be running headlong into a very uninspiring main set, just like we saw with Champion's Path recently. Because there really were not many good cards in the VMAX decks. Now, obviously, you've got the Blastoise and Venusaur, but they're probably not actually going to be in Shining Fates, because we've already had it confirmed that Blastoise and Venusaur are going to be coming separately as these new V decks that we're getting. So, pretty much the best cards in those sets have been confirmed as not coming in Shining Fates. Now, we are going to be getting the Celebi and the Manaphy, and to be fair, the Celebi and the Manaphy are awesome. Celebi, if it's in your active spot, you get to look at the top 6 cards of your deck, find an energy, special or basic, and put it into your hand. And Manaphy, kind of same deal, except instead of an energy, it's a Pokemon. Both of these should see a whole bunch of play. Both of these are very, very cool cards. So, they're cool, and they're nice, and they are absolutely ones that you are worth getting excited about. But the problem is, there are too many other cards which come in those decks, which are frankly just kind of rubbish. Yama and Yanmega, for instance, they were from those decks. They're in the Venusaur deck, I should say, just the Venusaur one. And they have been confirmed as coming. But what we got? We got Yanmega that for 2 energy does 120 and 30 to itself. It's not out and out garbage. It's fine. And 2 energy 120 is alright. And it's got free retreat. So maybe this is one of the better examples. But it's still 120 HP Pokemon. It's still fairly weak. We've still got other options. To be honest, the more I look at it, 2 energy 120 on a free retreat Pokemon really is not too bad. But it's not exactly a powerhouse card. Sticking in the Venusaur deck, we've also had confirmation that both Gossifleur and Eldegoss are going to be coming in Shining Fates. Now, Obviously, Gossifleur, we're not excited. But Eldegoss, 1 energy, heal all damage from one of your bench Pokemon. Weirdly, we've got a Leafeon that does, like, exactly that. So, I don't know. Do you want to play Leafeon or do you want to play Eldegoss? It is weird how we do have, like, the Leafeon and the Eldegoss that do have, like, essentially the same attack. It's a little bit strange. Hey-ho. And then we've got 1 energy, 50 damage, flip a coin, if tails it does nothing. On a stage 1, I do feel confident calling that a very bad attack. So that's kind of uninspiring. And then if we head on over into the Blastoise deck, we have actually had a couple of those cards revealed as coming in Shining Fates as well. So the Volcanion. And on the one hand, it's Volcanion. Volcanion's a legendary Pokemon. It's a big basic. We've had really good Volcanion cards in the past. Could this be another one of them? Not really. It's not out and out terrible, but it's also a 4 energy attack. 4 energy, 120 damage, flip 2 coins, 120 damage for each heads. It's expensive. And it's flippy. And sure, we can use Frostmoth to get the energy on there. And sure, we can use Glimwood Tangle to reflip. And that's fine. But it's not good. Yeah, it's not a good attack. It's not a good card. And that's upsetting. We've had Tootle, which came in a Venusaur deck. That's been revealed. But it's just a random Tootle. We've had Cramorant revealed, and I'm kind of a fan of the art on the Cramorant here, but also 2 energy, 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench. None of these are attacks which are filling my heart with joy, I think is fair to say. And we just kind of keep going. At this stage, it seems like a given we are going to be getting all of the cards except for the main Pokemon from the Blastoise and Venusaur VMAX decks over in Japan. But really, it's Boss's Orders as an alternate art reprint, and it's Celebi and Manaphy. They are the cards from those decks which are worth getting excited about. Not really anything else, which is a little bit sad. Now, there have been a couple of other cards revealed from Shining Fates, which have showed us essentially it's not just about the Blastoise and Venusaur decks. We are going to be mopping up a bunch of Japanese promos that we've been missing. So we have, for instance, been shown an Indeedee, which was a promo given out a little while ago with Koro magazine over in Japan. Now, for 1 energy, you search your deck for a basic energy and attach it to one of your bench, which is fine, but I've made this point with a bunch of Pokemon in the past. You've got to use this attack twice, otherwise you attach to Indeedee to attach to the bench, and you might as well just have attached to the bench. And then 2 energy, 20 damage, plus 20 more for each energy on your opponent's active. I love that it can be used with twin energy, 2 colorless energy on a basic non-GX Pokemon. Yay! It's a surprise, it's single energy, all of that. But you're not hitting for any kind of weakness, so it's unlikely to do a huge amount of damage. So again, the artwork is cool. We've also been shown Gym Trainer. This is a promo that was given out over in Japan in tournaments a while back. And this is another one of these we've really just been waiting to see if we would ever actually get this, if this would ever be one we'd get. It's another draw supporter, but it's not necessarily a terribly surprising or interesting one. Draw 2 cards if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Draw 2 more cards. And on the one hand, yay, drawing 4 is good. Remember, drawing 4 is one of those weird things. There's always a downside. You can never just draw 4. There's always a catch. But if you had a Pokemon KO during your opponent's previous turn, there are very few instances I wouldn't rather just have Rosa. Okay, I only get 3 cards, not 4, but I get any Pokemon, any trainer card, and any basic energy card. The vast majority of the time, I'd rather just have Rosa. So what we know so far is we are getting the Blastoise and Venusaur VMAX decks from Japan. And we know that we are getting a bunch of kind of promos, so to speak, just kind of mopping up some stuff we had in Japan, or Japan had, that we haven't had yet. And honestly, I know that this is basically just the English equivalent of Shiny Star V, but Shiny Star V is no help when we're trying to look at the set list properly here. Because the thing is that Shiny Star V actually had 172 cards in its main set. And a lot of them were just straight reprints of stuff they'd already had, which we don't generally tend to do as much as Japan does. Wait, not 172, it was 190. Sorry. And I could show you this Dreadnought. And this was a card that Japan hadn't had before, but this was a Dreadnought that came as a Champions Path promo for us. They had a bunch of pre-release promos in their set. So there really isn't a huge amount that we can draw from that. There were a small number of new cards that Japan got in Shiny Star V that we haven't seen yet. Things like the new Rotom, that lets you search for 2 cards of Rotom in its name when you play it to the bench. So that's kind of cool. And similarly, Ball Guy would be another example. Lets you search for free cards or free Pokeballs, essentially. Cards of ball in their name with different names. So those new cards, we can probably assume that we are going to be getting. Oh yeah, also that Rusted Sword card that lets Zacian do an extra 30 damage, just in case we actually needed any more help for Zacian. So we can probably say we're getting the new cards from Shiny Star V. We're getting a bunch of random promos. We're getting these Venusaur and Blastoise cards. Honestly, it seems like a bit of a Frankenstein set. It's a bit of a mishmash set. It's going to be a small set. And it does seem very much like Champions Path that you are going to be searching for those shiny cards. It doesn't look like the main set is going to have that many good playable cards outside of the odd example like the Rusted Sword card. Having said that, there's all those shiny Pokemon. It still looks incredibly cool, but it does seem like we're getting a pretty good handle now on what the card and the set actually entails. So let's just say we know a little bit more now. But now it's over to you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know what cards you want in the set, what cards you think might be coming in the set. So go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.